Welcome to the final third of the Concordia Invitational Triangular. As your host, the Concordia University Chicago Cougars get set to take on the visiting Illinois Wesleyan University. Peter Borkowski here on the Cougar Sports Network. Once again, final matchup of today's three matchups. Both these teams have already played one game against Adrian. Let's recap those games really quick for you. Cougars kicked off the day at 1 p.m. against Adrian. Fell in that one 3-1. Some leaders for the Cougars: Luke Voznellik, 18 kills, 1 service ace, and also led the team with 11 digs. Voznellik, the powerhouse offensive player for this Cougars squad, back at it again this season. His first under newly hired head coach Greg Manos. Meanwhile, we go to the IWU side of things. They beat Adrian in the second matchup of the day. That was a 4 p.m. start time. They won that one 3-1. Some leaders for IWU. Michael Eastman had 19 kills to lead the Illinois Wesleyan squad. Meanwhile, Vince DiCosola had 28 assists as well as a team leading at 9 digs. So Cougars taking on the Titans in the final matchup of the Concordia Invitational Triangular. Not the only CIT going on this weekend. The annual basketball tournament going on in Seward, Nebraska. The women's team won today to advance to the championship, so all eyes on what they'll be able to do tomorrow. But here in Geisman, back in River Forest, Cougars and Titans kicking off Game 3 of a day filled with volleyball, and the first point of the match will go to the Cougars off an error on the Titans. So David Vales to serve, number 7 in white. His serve is good. Big block up front from 2 freshmen for the Cougars. Good dig there by the libero, Blake Rosen. And then that attempt from Tyler Hollebeck goes straight in the net, so we're evened up at 1 apiece. Those 2 freshmen I mentioned for the Cougars, number 11, Eli Mosher, freshman setter out of Clayton, Ohio. Meanwhile, it was also number 18, Andre Moeller, freshman out of Naperville, Illinois, not too far from River Forest, as that point goes to the Cougars. They're up 2-1 now on the Titans. Briefly mentioned it just a bit ago, Greg Manos in his first season as Cougars head coach, coming over from an assistant position at Division I Miami, Ohio University, as the Titans even things up at 2 points apiece. Manos also spent some time in the Chicagoland area, 2016 to 2020. He was an associate head coach at Chicago State University, so he's making his return to Chicagoland with the Cougars after spending some time out in Ohio. Also had a stint at Radford University, where he was the assistant and recruiting coordinator. And strong attack there goes out. Cougars regain the lead. Back and forth affair here. Freshman Eli Mosher serve is over. Tips the top of the net, and then a soft touch there. That was number 17 of Illinois Wesleyan, Julian Perez. We're tied up once again. No team has led by more than 1. Push there from Colby Campbell, number 3, and a good play there by Mosher to keep the play alive. Here's Voznellik, strong attack. It's off a couple IWU hands, off the folded up basketball hoop. Point, Cougars retake the lead once again. Strong serve there from Voznellik. Attempt there from Vales goes nowhere. Voznellik using all of his 6'7" height to get a piece of that one. Big block up front, but it goes out of bounds. So Cougars point, first multi-point lead of the match for either team, and it belongs to CUC as Voznellik goes back once again to serve. stumble there from IWU as the ball falls on the ground, and Cougars now up by 3. Voznellik, serve right into the chest of the libero, Adam Blackmore. Titans able to keep it going though. Hollaback just pings the corner. Pinpoint attack from Tyler Hollaback, wearing number 9 in white. All-NAC honorable mention last season, led the Cougars in both digs and assists, 187 and 480 respectively. Hollaback, senior this year out of New Lenox, as service error will be accredited to Voznellik. Hollaback's part of a strong returning core for Greg Manos to inherit. This is a experienced group for the Cougars, as it's largely the same starting lineup as last season, besides the additions of Mosher and Moeller. Point goes to the Cougars, up by 4 now. Speaking of, Moeller checks back in the game. Successful attempt there from the Titans as they pull back within 3. So back to serve now, Alec Mucha. Mucha serve set here. Muller's block attempt was blocked, excuse me. Cougars able to finally get it over. Now here's an attempt, and getting a hand on it was Vales and Moeller, but not enough to stop it. Another serve from Mucha, set there by Hollaback, and a little one-handed attempt from Voznellik is blocked. Vales now sends one over. Another set here, IWU blocked up front. Point Cougars. Violation called on the Titans. Hollaback, strong serve there. Set. Oh, a great kill there. From the Titans. As Michael Eastman. As I mentioned, Eastman, 19 kills in IWU's first matchup of the day against Adrian, led the squad. One short of the game lead. That was Adrian's Chase Hoyer, excuse me, as that serve goes out. Service error gets the Cougars into double digits now. Serving 7. David Vales back to do the honors. Junior outside hitter of Oak Forest, Illinois. Hollaback sets up what eventually is Vales, whose attack had a little too much sauce on it, goes out of play. Well, as much as the starting lineup is a carryover from last season for the Cougars, plenty of new blood on the team as a whole. As a great, strong hit there from Voznellik, and Blackmore could do little to slow it down. But much of the Cougars bench right now is made up of freshmen, new faces on the squad. So first-year head coach Greg Manos, nice blend of veterans to carry over his team's past ways, as well as new faces to cultivate as he gets further in his career as a Cougar. So back to serve is Moeller. Moeller now, soft serve, played by Blackmore, and a strong attack there is converted. This is Jace Mika, outside hitter from Bolingbrook, Illinois, just a freshman. getting the start in today's match. Today's second match for Illinois Wesleyan. Set by Hollaback, and look who's finishing it as always. It's Tyler Hollaback, Luke Vozanelik, set up by Hollaback. Mosher gets the direct assist. Play started with Hollaback at the beginning. Now Mosher will go back to serve. Not close enough for Mosher. That one goes out of bounds. Couple subs checking in for Illinois Wesleyan. Number two, Bradley Benson, as well as number 3, Ryan Myers. Benson goes back to serve. 5'10" setter out of Lamont, Illinois. Right into the arms of Blake Rosen, and there's Colby Campbell finishing the play. Campbell, record-setting season last year, broke the block, assist, and total block single-season records for the Cougars. 58 assists, 63 total blocks. That attack goes out of play. But point goes to Illinois Wesleyan. Apparently the refs are claiming it grazed the Cougar. Cougars bench celebrating as if it was their point. Serve here from Mika Vozanelik to Mosher Campbell. A little push. Pancake there. Great play by Eastman. We're still going. Mosher. Here's Hollaback, finishes the job. Michael Eastman keeping the play alive by his fingertips. Wasn't enough, though. Cougars end it with a kill. Strong serve there from Campbell, 3 and white. He's going to head to the bench for a second, shaking his head, but laughing once he reaches his teammates. His squad is up by 3 here in set 1. Alec Mucha, Hollaback up to Mosher. Vales, one hands it over. Still going. Little flip there. Great play by Blake Rosen defensively. Hollaback goes for the finish. It's blocked up front. Titans able to recover. And a good kill there. Number 4, Jace Mika. Finding some open space on the court. Jace Mika getting some, he's a freshman, chance from his bench. Cougars respond nicely with a point. Jack the lead back up to 3, 16-13. All back to serve. Right into the net. Julian Perez checks in for Illinois Wesleyan. Out comes Bradley Benson. Meanwhile, Vince Sola back to serve. Soft serve, Vozanelik, no problem handling it, and then David Vales, no problem finishing the play right into the blocker's hands and out of bounds. Couldn't draw that one up any better. And Vales, after getting the kill, goes back to serve now. Titans keep it alive. Weird angle attack there. Got over the net, however. It's back on the Cougar side, and a almost no-look attempt there from Eli Mosher. Looked as if he was going to be setting up one of his teammates. Instead, he sent it over the net, and he's rewarded with the kill. Freshman pulling some trickery out of his bags, and Illinois Wesleyan sends it over, finding themselves down by 4. Luke Vozanelik, you give him time and room and just a little bit of open court. He's always going to finish those plays. And now we're going to get a timeout from Illinois Wesleyan head coach Brandon Mueller. So we're going to take a break up here in the booth as well. We'll be back in just a minute. The Cougars up on Illinois Wesleyan, 19-14. here in Geisman. Back here in River Forest, final game of today's Concordia Invitational Try. Cougars up on the Illinois Wesleyan Titans 19-14. 6 points away from finishing off the set 1 victory. Cougars set 1 against Adrian earlier today was a 31-29 victory for the Adrian Bulldogs, requiring some extra play there. Cougars looking to avoid both extra play and the set 1 loss right now, as they have a decent enough lead over the team in green. As here goes Hollaback, too strong on that one, out of bounds, and the lead shrinks down to 4. Weird serve there from Eastman. Didn't have a ton of juice on it. Voznellik had to dive to get a piece of it, and then got a piece of that block, and it goes out of bounds off Voznellik's hands, and the lead shrinks once again now at 3. Here goes Eastman. See what kind of serve he gives here. A too strong one. That's what it is, as it goes outside the lines. Cougars reach point 20. 5 away from that magic number of 25 to win set 1. No late substitution here. Moeller's going to come out. Coming in is number 12, Christopher Livesay. Livesay, 78 sets played in last season, as this one goes out near the scorers table. Cougars draw ever closer to a set 1 victory. Livesay, 2 service aces all of last season. As he already has 1 here in tonight's game, and a little mishandle there from Hollaback. So Livesay, Moeller check out, and comes Rosen. Serve there, hits the top of the net. Good read by Rosen. Campbell, great diving play there. DeCosella with the attempt. Too strong, goes out. Cougar point. 3 away now. Eli Mosher to serve. Making his second appearance as a Cougar. Second of the day as well. Now Bales pops it up. Mosher to Voznellik. And it stays in long enough. They're going to say it grazed. That was Adam Blackmore. He tried to dodge out of the way of it. The officials going to say caught a piece of it, though, as Mosher serve over. DeCosella. In combination of the top of the net, as well as Campbell stops that one from coming over. Now we have set point for the Cougars. Eli Mosher, see if he can finish off the job here. The freshman serve is over. Blackmore, strong serve, and off a Cougar fingertip before it goes out. So IWU stays alive a little longer. still need to score 6 straight points, however, if they want any chance at winning set 1. The Cougars, they just need 1. Here goes Benson. Popped up by the libero, Rosen. Great block there, out of bounds though, so that's going to do it for set 1. The Cougars take home the victory 25-18. So they now stand up 1-0 over the Titans. We're going to take a break here as the teams switch sides. We'll be back in a few minutes as we get set for set 2. Cougars take set 1 up 1-0 on the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. Set 2 about to get underway here in Geisman Gymnasium between the Cougars and the Titans. CUC took set 1 25-18. They're going to look to go up 2-0 here in set number 2, but let's look over some of those stats. Really kills leader for the Cougars. Who else but Luke Vozanelik, 5 kills. Not far behind him, it is fellow senior Tyler Hollebeck with 4. Meanwhile, on the Illinois Wesleyan side of things, Jace Milka as well as Julian Perez had 3 kills each to lead the squad. Look at Diggs, Blake Rosen, libero for the Cougars, had 4. That currently leads all players. Meanwhile, a couple, 4 to be exact, Illinois Wesleyan Titans had 2 digs each as their team lead. Meanwhile, look at assist. Eli Mosher making the most out of his opportunities as a freshman with 12 assists in the first set alone. A pair of Titans, Bradley Benson and Vince DiCosola, 5 assists each to lead the team in green. Both squads make their way out onto the court, ready to resume action here in River Forest. Cougars look to go up big time, 2-0 in tonight's match, looking for the first victory on the season. Meanwhile, the Titans are looking to avoid that dreaded 0-2 hole. They're going to have the ball to start. It's Vince DiCosola to serve. Sophomore setter out of Aurora. Not too far a trek from here in River Forest. Number 16 serve, Vozanelik. Mosher! We've seen that a couple times from him tonight already. A lot of setters like to pull that trick out, or they position themselves as if they're going to set it, which their position indicates they would, and then just a little flip over the net. When the team on the other side is least expecting it. So Mosher already showing off some plays of a veteran in his first day as a Cougar, first game day as a Cougar, I should say, as this team's been at practice since before winter break ended here at CUC. Good couple weeks now as that serve goes out from Michael Eastman. Serves haven't been super clean on either side. 4 service errors each. Meanwhile, the only service ace of the game belongs to the Cougars. Illinois Wesleyan ties things up at 2 again. Similar to how set 1 began. Cougars couldn't really find much distance between them and the Titans. Titans kept coming back to tie it, and Cougars eventually able to pull away in that one, but looks like a repeat of things so far here in set 2. DiCosella. And that goes into the hands of Hollebeck and out right near the officials' ladder. So Illinois Wesleyan now has the lead. They did not lead at all in set 1, so it's their first of the night. Serve from Coogan, Mosher, Vozanelik. Right into the hands and out of Jace Milka. Vozanelik now to serve. Big, strong serve. Campbell fires the rebound over. We're still alive. Good block there from Campbell and Vales. And Illinois Wesleyan isn't able to get it over in time, so Vozanelik to serve once again. Cougars back on top, 4-3. The serve, the strong one into the forearms of KJ Johnson. Great play there by Mosher to keep things alive. Vales and Vozanelik looked like he was going to just try and send a freebie over. Instead, he buries it into the net. Tied up at 4 now. Bradley Benson, Ryan Myers check in. Out come DiCorsola and Perez. Benson to serve, the setter. A high rebound all the way up back onto IWU's side, and that attack buried into the net off the hands of Milka. Colby Campbell back to serve now. 8 service aces on the season last year. Instead, that'll end in a service error. He had 27 of those last season. Here's Milka. Great play there by Rosen. Now Vales off the hands of Johnson. Back to the Cougars. Attempt and stayed alive for a couple seconds. Off of diving Benson's hands and then off the chest of Milka. Eventually finds its way to the court. Cougars retake the lead. Hollebeck to serve. Johnson. Here's Benson now. Rosen keeps it alive. Vales. One-handed hit there from Milka. Kept it going for IWU. Now here's an attempt from Moeller. Out of play. Knotted up once again at 6. Alec Mucha. Mosher tried to force it over. IWU was all over it. Not all over that one, however, off the hands of a falling Mucha and out. Vales. 12 service aces on the season last year. Won't get one here. Hollebeck keeps it going. Vozanelik. It's hard to stop a Vozanelik rocket like that. Even if you're in a good position to like Milka, it's just got so much speed behind it. not only is it hard to react to, it's hard to control once it does get to you. So it makes Vozenelik such a great player as that block is not forward enough, dies down. Vozenelik has garnered plenty of attention throughout his career as a Cougar. 2020 first team All-NAC Freshman of the Year, the AVCA second team All-American. In 2021, his sophomore season, first team All-NAC once again. Also led the NAC in kills and points per set. In 2022, just last season, completed the trifecta so far. Another first team All-NAC nomination. Set the single season record for kills with 271, breaking the record previously set by Luke Vozenelik. Here he goes again off the blocker's hands. Milka does a good job keeping things going. Mosher now. Vozenelik's going to get another shot, and he's not going to waste it. Off the open palm of KJ Johnson and down. You keep giving Vozenelik chances like that, he's going to convert on one of them. He does there. Now Van Gato to serve. First time we've seen number 15 this match, and he's going to check out right now as his serve into the net. Gato, freshman from Darien, Illinois. Here's Eastman. Soft serve. Vozenelik on top of it. And Titans up now, 10-9. Didn't lead all of set one as that one hits the top of the net. Takes a bounce off the top of the net before dying down on the IWU side of things. Mosher to serve. Tied up at 10. Both teams in double digits now here in set two. Cougars looking to build a dominating 2-0 set lead. Meanwhile, Titans looking to avoid falling into that hole, which is so hard to dig yourself out of, as Jake Coogan back to serve. 11 serving 10. Number 21 gives the ball a couple hard bounces. Gets set now. Mosher one-handed set to Campbell. That attempt goes nowhere. Here's Hollaback. He's going to try his luck and buries it into the net. 2-point lead now for Illinois Wesleyan. Coogan serves again. Hollaback, Mosher. Here goes Vozenelik. Big block and out. I don't think Vozenelik even looked to see where that one was going to land. He just had faith after hearing how loud that block was that it was going to result in a Cougar point, and he was not mistaken as he goes back to serve now. The senior standing at 6'7", service ace to number 4 in white. We're all tied up here in set number 2. DiCasella. Nice attack there by Perez. Cougars blockers could do little to stop it. 13 serving 12. Bradley Benson set to do it. Serve is up and over, as well as over the line. 13-13 is our score. Christopher Livesay checks in and goes back to serve. Gets the sign from first-year head coach Greg Manos. Eastman. Mosher got a piece of it, however it lands in the front row of the bleachers. Now it's Milka wearing the different colored shoes, neon green and it looks like neon pink. His serve was good, but so was that Luke Rosenella kill. And he's got his team fired up as they equalize the Titans, 14 points apiece. Benson sets up Myers beautifully. Cougars blockers ran out of room to their left and find themselves trailing Illinois Wesleyan once more. 15 serving 14. Mucha checks out. Coming in is number 11, Blake McGlashan-Bryant. McGlashan-Bryant, junior defensive specialist and libero out of Hawthorne, California. Not wearing the libero colors tonight. Voznellik to Mosher. Back to Voznellik. Little give and go. And it's going to prove fruitful for the home team. 15-15 now. Both teams just 10 points away from hitting that magic number of 25. Service error there from David Vales. Couple substitutions in for Illinois Wesleyan now. Trying to equalize the match, one set apiece. They're just 9 points away from doing so, as here's DiCasola. Tips the top of the net, and right there is Moeller. Too strong on the attempt, however. Point Illinois Wesleyan back up by 2. They've had a couple multi-point leads now here in set number 2. DiCasola, Voznellik to Mosher, back to Voznellik, good dig there. KJ Johnson had to shake his hands out. Voznellik going back, gets his own rebound off the IWU block, and another block builds the lead to 3 for the Titans. And that's going to force Greg Manos, his first timeout used tonight. As his Cougars, they trail the Illinois Wesleyan Titans 18-15 here in Geisman Gymnasium. We'll take a quick break. Be back in just a second on the Cougar Sports Network. "15 seconds left in the timeout as the officials blow their whistles. Cougars breaking up the huddle, as they get set to retake the court. Trailing the Titans 18-15 here in set 2. Titans looking to tie the matchup at 1 set each. Meanwhile, Cougars trying to take that commanding 2-0 lead in the match. DiCasella. Serve is up and over. Blake Rosen. Here's Mosher now. Voznellik gets the kill. And Voznellik gets a set as clean as that. He hardly wastes them. So Van Gato now, last time he came in, ended in a service error, and this one will as well. Ball travels to the other side of the court now for Eastman. And now he's going to give up a service error of his own. That lead's going to stand at 2, 19-17. Eli Mosher to serve for CUC. See if he can help the Cougars claw their way back into this one. DiCosella sets up Milka. And the block from Hollaback goes out of bounds. Point 20 reached for IWU. And now it is Jake Coogan to serve, middle blocker, sophomore out of Frankfort, Illinois. It's a good serve, Hollaback. Colby Campbell with the final attempt, ends with a kill. Draw back within 2. They're running out of runway, however, as Illinois Wesleyan just 5 points away from claiming set 2. And now we're going to get a timeout. I believe that was Illinois Wesleyan who called it. So we're going to keep it right here for the next minute while these teams talk things over as we reach the end of set 2. Look at some of the statistics. Cougars, they're winning the hitting percentage battle tonight, 263 to 261. Meanwhile, service errors still an issue for both teams. 8 for CUC, 7 for IWU. Cougars do have 2 service aces. To counterbalance that, however, those service aces came off the hands of Luke Vozenelik as well as Chris Livesay. Vozenelik leads all players in kills still with 12. The next closest is Jake Coogan of Illinois Wesleyan with 6. Meanwhile, 21 assists for Eli Mosher. He's been the freshman setter getting it done in his second match as a Cougar. Next closest player to him on the match is Vince DiCosella of Illinois Wesleyan. He's got 11. Service error once more for the Cougars, this time from Vozenelik. 21-18 the score now. Benson to serve. Benson, a service error there. Both teams struggling a little from the serving line. 21-19 the score now. Livesay in once more for CUC to serve. As I mentioned just a second ago, he has one of the Cougars' 2 service aces on the night. Those are the only service aces as well. Nice shot there from Milka right into no man's land. Now he'll go back to serve. His team 3 points away from tying things up here tonight. Out 1 set each. Milka up and over. Hollaback with the kill attempt. Getting under it is Johnson. Mosher now up to Rosen. Rosen up to Hollaback again. And it goes out of bounds right in front of the bleachers. 23-19. Dire territory for the Cougars. They can't afford too many more mistakes in this set. Right now they can afford 1 more mistake. As Milka commits a mistake of his own. Gets the Cougars to point 20. Serving 23. Hollaback does the honors. Johnson goes down to a knee for it. And a attempt there from Mucha off a reeling Rosen and out. Mucha now. Up and over. Hollbeck plays it. This is set point for Illinois Wesleyan. Freebie sent over by Rosen. Benson now. Rosen, that one is going out and down. And that'll do it for set number 2, 25-21, Illinois Wesleyan victory. They tie up the match at 1 set apiece. So we're going to go to set 3 here in Geisman Gymnasium, all tied up at 1. We'll be back in just a little bit on the Cougar Sport Network. Set number 3 about to get underway here in River Forest. We're all tied up at 1 after that 25-21 set 2 victory for Illinois Wesleyan. Another close affair between these two squads, just like set 1. However, unlike set 1, it was the team in green coming through in the end. And we look at some of the stats from the night. Vozenelik, still leads all players in kills with 12. Jay Coogan still sits at second with 6. 21 assists for Eli Mosher leads the night. Meanwhile, in the dig category, Blake Rosen with 6. Trailing him is by only 2 is Jace Milka from Illinois Wesleyan for second on the match. As the buzzer sounds, that means set 3 is about to get underway here. Players taking the court. Decent crowd here in Geisman tonight, especially on the Cougar side of things. Some Friday night volleyball. Stand should be full again tomorrow night. The Cougars taking on North Park University. That's also a 7 p.m. start time, just like this matchup. As Mosher sets up Rosen, who sets up Vozenelik. Looked like he had a vendetta against the ball on that hit. He absolutely pounded that thing. And he gets the Cougars started off right here in set 3. And great block there, Vozenelik as well as Moeller. DeCosola blocked up front. Luke Vozenelik on a tear to start set 3. Vales to serve. This is the hottest start any team has had in one of these sets tonight. See if the Cougars can give it up. Rosen sends it over on that dig. And now Illinois Wesleyan able to finally get on the board here. Final kill by Jake Coogan. Now leads Illinois Wesleyan, still leads Illinois Wesleyan, I should say, in kills with 7. Milka and Perez trail him with 6 each. An error there. Gives the ball back to CUC. Moeller to serve. See if the Cougars can really break away here. Is going into the bench to grab that one was Perez. His heroics aren't going to be enough to do anything as another point goes the way of the Cougar. Moeller to serve once more. See if they could keep building up this lead, build themselves a nice cushion. DeCasola blocked there by Mosher. Mosher now sets up Vozenelik. Know if I even need to finish that statement. Vozenelik with a perfect set, and you know what he's going to do with that. And what he's going to do with that is force an Illinois Wesleyan timeout. Brandon Mueller and his squad down 6-1 against the Cougars. We're going to take a break up here. We'll be back in just a bit. Cougars up 6-1 here in set 3. Illinois Wesleyan ready to go. Meanwhile, the Cougars still talking things over. You got to think that timeout from Brandon Muir was just to kind of slow things down as his Spartans down 6-1 against the Cougars. The early goings of set 3. Greg Manos' squad firing on all cylinders right now. His opponent, Muir, third season with the Titans, 14-33, 5-19 record for IWU as they come out of the timeout with a point from Coogan. Coogan back to serve now. See if he can cut down this lead a little bit more. Rosen falls while setting that one. One-handed attempt there from Vozenelik. DeCasola able to keep it alive. Motion now to Vozenelik. One-handed attempt. Goes over. Officials grant the point to the Cougars. Mosher to serve now. His team back up by 5, 7-2. Here's a serve. Now the attempt from Eastman, too much sauce on it, goes out. That lead up to 6 now for CUC. Mosher. Serve over. DeCasola, another hard attempt there. It goes out once again. Illinois Wesleyan's attempts just a little too strong right now. As the serve from Mosher makes its way over again, and finally Illinois Wesleyan able to convert on one. 3 again, ready to serve 9. Benson spinning the ball in his hand. He's done that just about every time that he's gone back to serve. Vales gives it to Vozenelik, has to send a free ball over. Benson sets up Myers, and he converts. So some consecutive points for Illinois Wesleyan now. See if they can continue this run to keep pulling back within the Cougars. That deficit cut down to 5 for the Titans. Benson, strong serve right to Vozenelik, and no Cougars there to clean it up. So service ace for Illinois Wesleyan. And Benson, that serve goes right into the net. So the lead back up to 5, 10-5 as Vozenelik to serve. Vozenelik hits the top of the net. What a play there by Benson. Throws himself to the ground to keep it alive. It's going to go nowhere in the end as Hollaback's attempt bounces off a IWU hand and goes out. Vozenelik now. Strong serve, too strong in fact. Lead back down to 5. Here's Milka. Mosher, Hollaback. That ball took a weird spin off of Benson's hands before hitting the court. His teammates not able to read that one. Dales, Moeller, and Hollaback up front for the Cougars. They're going to have to play some defense here as it goes nowhere. As it goes nowhere for the Cougars defense, should say, results in the IWU point. Back to serve now is Mucha. Took a weird spin off of Rosen's hands. He kind of stood looking flustered for a second. I don't think he knew what happened. Good block there between Vales and Moeller. Rosen sets up Mosher, who set up Moeller. He's going to do it again. And no, it goes to Hollaback instead. Popped way up. That hit the ceiling. IWU able to keep it playing. What a play there by Benson. Almost went into the splits. And Illinois Wesleyan finishes the volley. Great play from both squads. Great defensive play from both squads. This is now Mucha. The serve is over. Mosher to Vales. That bounces off some hands and all the way out the back of the court. 13-8 is the score now. Cougars up by 5. Whoever is able to come away with the set victory will be able to clinch things in set 4. So pivotal set 3 here. And that helps the Cougars' case. Blocked up front by Moeller and Vales. Hollaback. Played by Myers. Eastman, that's blocked up front too. Mosher and Moeller getting some hands on it. So this front line of defense for the Cougars, which right now is Moeller, Mosher, the 2 freshmen, as well as the junior David Vales, doing some serious work at the net. They got their team up by 7 now. Hollaback serve. Diving dig by Milka. And Illinois Wesleyan finally able to break that line of defense for the Cougars. Still down by 6. Working their way back, however. DeCasola to serve. DeCasola. 14 assists on the match so far as David Vales, his attempt goes off some hands and out. Cougar lead back to 7. So they've taken control of set number 3 here and haven't looked back. 16 serving 9, less than 10 away, and not enough juice on that serve from Vales. Luke Hartke to serve, 6'6" sophomore out of Barrington, Illinois. Just over the net, Vozenelik gets a hand on it. I think you could hear that Vozenelik attempt back in Bloomington, the way it bounced off the blocker's hands. Chris Livesay to serve. Livesay, serve is up and over. Illinois Wesleyan trying to do something with it. Going up against Mosher and Campbell, though, you aren't going to do anything against that front line. Campbell, statistically the most prolific single-season blocker in Cougars history, as I mentioned earlier, broke the assisted blocks and total blocks single-season record last year. Getting anything past number 3 at the net is a tall task. Jake Coogan was going to serve. Instead, last second substitution, Blake McLaughlin Bryant to serve now. Saw him come in, serve earlier. This one's good. Rosen gets some fingertips on it. Vozenelik doing what he does best. Eli Mosher trying to get his team to point number 20 here. 27 assists for number 11 in white. The Cougars will reach point 20 off that error. Mosher. Hits the top of the net. IWU not thrown off by it. And it's going to go the way of the Titans. Cut the lead down to 8, 20-12. Benson to serve. Rosen to Mosher. Mosher to Hollaback over the net. Oh, Colby Campbell throws the block down on the Titans. And now 21 serving 12. This Cougars defense, especially that front line, has really turned things up a notch here in set 3. Mosher, the Hollaback, right off the hands of a Titan and right into one of the fans sitting front row here in Geisman. Now Vozenelik up and over. Played by Johnson. Great dig there, Blake Rosen. We're still going. We're still going now. Mosher to Rosen. Vales finishes off the play. Blake Rosen starting things with the outstanding play at libero. And David Vales ending it with the kill. Here's Luke Vozenelik now. Grazes the top of the net. Block up front. It's still alive, though. Illinois Wesleyan able to get things over. Here's Hollaback. Gets the kill, going the long side of the net. Side to side on the core, and now it's set point for the Cougars. They're looking to take a pivotal set 3. Take a 2-1 lead over the Titans. And that was number 18, Luke Hartke. It touched him before going out of bounds, so Cougars dominate here in set 3, 25-12. They take a 2-1 lead into set 4. We'll be back in a minute on the Cougar Sports Network to see if the Cougars can finish off the Titans and walk away with a win here Saturday night in River Forest. Big set here for the Cougars. If they pull away with the win here in set 4, they'll take home tonight's victory over the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. Meanwhile, IWU, it's do or die right now. They need a win here in this set to stay alive and force set number 5. So we look at some of the statistics. Luke Verzenelik, 17 kills on the night. Leads all players, almost twice as many more as the next two players, I should say, as Jake Coogan and Tyler Hollaback both tied with 9 kills for second on the night in that statistic. Meanwhile, Eli Mosher, 29 assists. He had 37 in game 1 for the Cougars against Adrian, so he's not too far off from matching that total. This is only a second match played at the collegiate level, the freshman. Meanwhile, Blake Rosen has hit double digits in digs with 10, while the leading Titan, in the digs category is Jace Milka with 4. Blocks all over the board for the Cougars. 8 total blocks on the match. 8 blocks. Meanwhile, for the Titans, that number sits at only 1. Colby Campbell and Andre Moeller doing the bulk of the work, I guess, let's say, for the Cougars with 4 blocks each. Eli Mosher isn't too far behind either of them with 3 of his own. Only Titan to register a block is Jake Coogan. Meanwhile, Vince DiCosola, started things off, and the Titans start things off right here in set 4. Winner go home set 4. DiCosola. Serve is over. Rosen. Here's Mosher. Vozenelik. That one's still alive. It's still alive. It was at one point just technically alive since it ended at the ground yet as Vozenelik gets the kill there. But great hustle play by Eastman to turn that into a live ball for the Titans. DeCasola sets up Hartke. They're up 2-1 now. Here's Milka. Rosen. Mosher. Hollaback. Just a floater. Milka kept it alive a little bit longer, but couldn't get support from his teammates before that one went out. Milka, nice placement there from Mosher. He was in the exact right spot to make a dig. Rosen, nice little sliding play. Able to get his legs around and in front of him. Point goes to the Cougars. They take the lead now 3-2. Mosher. It's still going. It took a couple weird bounces. It's going to be a 4-touch violation, though. That was a weird play. It hit Rosen, who got the initial dig. I believe, I don't know the exact order of players involved next. Hit one Cougar's hand, went off his hand, hit someone in the face, and then was still alive. But at that point, Cougars couldn't do anything without committing the 4-touch violation. That ball going back. Bales and Vozenelik were in pursuit. So 4-serving 3 now. Coogan. Titans have to get a win in this set to stay alive in tonight's match. Rosen, Mosher, Campbell. DeCasola was right there. Great pancake by Blake Rosen. He keeps it going. Eastman, and that one goes out off a Cougar. The officials confirm with each other before making the official call. Here's Coogan again. His team now up by 2, 5-serving 3. Serve is over. Vozenelik. Now Hollaback. And it touches the pin. Cougars now find themselves down by 3. It was the Cougars who built a big lead to start things off in set number 3. Now here in set 4, IWU's taking control in the early goings. Coogan serving again. Vozenelik pops it up. Here he goes. The 6'7" big man for the Cougars. DeCasola pops it over that front line of defense for CUC. Now Hollaback for the kill. And Cougars able to get one back here. Now into the game, Jose Padron, wearing the exact same shoes that I pointed out Milka was wearing earlier. That is vibrant green and pinkish highlighter shoes. Meanwhile, in the actual game on the court, Padron serve goes out, so point Illinois Wesleyan. Here's Benson right into the net. So service errors traded between the two squads. $12 service errors each throughout tonight's 3 1/4 quarter sets, if you will. Livesey, his serve is good. There's Myers, sends it over. Hollebeck kind of punches that one over, almost looked like. Mucha finishes off the play. 5-8, the deficit for the Cougars. Eastman set the serve. Ball's over. Padron, Mosher. I don't think Moeller really got all of that one, but he got just enough to send it over. Now Hollebeck's going to serve. His team down by 2, 8-6. Hollebeck. Johnson. Here's Benson to Myers. Floats it out of bounds. 1 point deficit now for CUC. Illinois Wesleyan's led just about all of set 4 up to this point. Eastman, that one off of Hollebeck. Padron and Mosher collide. Moeller sends it way over and out of bounds. Padron and Mosher look to both be okay. Kind of mostly avoided each other, but looked like there's a little contact as Mucha, his serve hits the top of the net, and service ace, number 3 of the night for Illinois Wesleyan. They jack that lead up to 3 again. 10 serving 7. Here's Mucha once more. Rosen, Mosher, and blocked up front. Coogan. Myers was in the vicinity, and that'll force a timeout from Greg Manos of the Cougars, his first season as head coach. And we're going to take a break here in the broadcast booth as well. Cougars, they find themselves in a 4-point hole to the Titans, 11-7. Less than 15 seconds now in the timeout from CUC. IWU back on the court. They want to keep this play going as they've controlled set 4 up till now. Up 11-7 on the Cougars, hosting the Concordia Invitational Try today. Yeah, not the only CIT going on this weekend as the 70th annual basketball tournament, Concordia Invitational, is going on in Seward, Nebraska right now. The women's team from CUC took home the win today over Ann Arbor, Concordia Ann Arbor. So CUC women's basketball team advancing to the CIT finals. The men's team currently in play now. Give an update on that game if we can find one during tonight's broadcast. Meanwhile, here in the CIT back here in Geisman, 12-8 is the Titans score. Titans advantage. Kill there from Coogan. Got that men's basketball update. Concordia, Nebraska taking on the CUC men's team, up 13-8 over the Cougars. So the winner of this game will advance to the men's basketball final of CIT as Cougars back here get a point back, 13-9. Now the Illinois Wesleyan lead. Service error gives the point to the Titans. 14 serving 9. Milka. That one batted around at the net. And it goes just inside the line. Refs had to confer with each other. Cougars pull back within 4. Mosher. A little bit of a misplay there from Johnson. Doesn't phase the Titans, however, as they end with the point. (15) serving 10. Titans 10 points away from serving, from setting up a set 5 in tonight's matchup. Coogan has served over. Here goes Hollabeck. Blocked up front by IWU. Hollabeck's going to go for it again. Blocked up front again. Front line doing some good work for the Titans. Now a floater right to Padron. Hollabeck sends his own floater over. The Titans go for the set play now, and they finish it off. Luke Hartke gets the kill. Kill number 4 for number 18 in green. Now Coogan back to serve. 16 serving 10. Titans starting to pull away with set 4 here. Here's Mosher. Padron, big block up front. Hollabeck, ball batted around. Vale is able to send the freebie over. Blocked by Hollabeck, and as Hollabeck's now going to confirm with the official. Now the officials are going to talk. The ladder judge almost making a lifting motion. A point will go towards the Cougars. Not exactly sure what the conference was about, but either way it ends with the CUC point. 16-11 now. Padron. He only just checked in this set, but he's been getting plenty of playing time now that he's in. And Eastman. Kill number 7. Michael Eastman led the Titans in kills in their first game of the day, a 3-1 win over Adrian. That was Adrian's first loss of the year. Meanwhile, it was win number 3 for the 3 and 4 Titans. Vale's attempt played by the Titans and off the blocker's hands for CUC and out. 7-point lead once more. That's going to force a timeout from Greg Manos. We'll keep it here for now. Look at some of the box score stats as we get set to play the rest of set 4. Let's talk about Illinois Wesleyan for a little bit. .237 hitting percentage. They are trailing the Cougars in that category. Cougars stand at .279. The Titans are barely winning the Diggs battle, 33-32. And really, you look at these stats, a lot of them go in favor of Concordia. 44 kills to 42, less attempt errors, more service aces, more blocks, higher hitting percentage, as I mentioned. But even more assists as well. But despite that, Illinois Wesleyan currently up here in set 4. So this whole match, set one up until now, has been about as close as they come. Cougars kind of pulled away with that double-digit win in set 3, and now the Spartans are on the verge of doing that here. Cougars keeping that deficit at 7, but a good match of volleyball so far to cap off a good day of volleyball here at Concordia. Hollebeck, his attack goes off the blocker's hands and out. Cougars pull within 6 now. Chris Livesay wearing the rec specs as he sends that one over. And a nice little one-handed bat there from Eastman. Livesay checks out. Colby Campbell comes in. Checks right back out for Blake Rosen. Campbell walked on the court. Made a little U-turn, walked off the court. Now Benson. Big attack there from Eastman. Too big, in fact, as that goes out of play. Hollebeck now trying to close this 6-point gap. Cougars looking to finish off the Titans here in set 4, but if things keep going the way it looks to be going, we might be heading to set 5. Cougars trying to mount a comeback here. They got that lead down to 5 now, 19-14. Hollebeck, too strong a serve. You can hear some yelling from the Illinois Wesleyan bench. Always fun to see how the two benches try to interfere with each other's serves. That's the way they choose to go. Interesting note, Luke Vozenelik not on the court for the Cougars. He leads the match with 18 kills. He's been the Cougars' offensive cornerstone pretty much since he got to CUC as a freshman in 2020. So you can see him stretching out on the bench. You got to wonder if this does go to a set 5, will the Cougars' heavy hitter be able to come back and hopefully finish off the Titans? Cougars still trying to do that now here in set 4, looking to avoid that situation altogether. Pancake there by Tyler Hollebeck. Great play. And a block up front. Moeller and Padron, two freshmen, getting it done. Tyler Hollebeck with the nice defense. Cougars got that lead down to 4 now. 20-16. David Vales' serve. Popped up by Eastman. Benson now. Milka, played by Vales, hits off the folded up basketball hoop before hitting the ground. So 21 serving 16. 5 points separating these two squads. After today, Illinois Wesleyan will get a kill here after today. Illinois Wesleyan, they'll get a bit of a break. They've already played a lot of games in the past 10 days. This will be their 8th game in those past 10 days. They also took a trip out to California on January 20th and 21st. Before taking on a familiar foe of the Cougars, Benedictine, this past Tuesday night. It was a 3-0 loss to the Eagles. Always a tough team over there in Lyle. So after tonight, Illinois Wesleyan have some time off. Their next game will be February 7th. They'll travel down to St. Louis, Missouri to take on the Fontbonne Griffins. As there's a clean service ace for the Titans. and that'll pull them to set point. Up by 8 on the Cougars. DeCasola. Padron, Mosher, back to Padron, blocked up front. Padron's able to grab his own rebound. Tries to send it over again, and it's blocked. Point Titans, and they force set number 5. We got extra volleyball, even more volleyball tonight. So we'll get a couple minute break here in Geisman, and then we'll be back for the pivotal set 5. Illinois Wesleyan takes set 4, 25-16. We'll be back in just a minute on the Cougar Sport Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Want to shout out everyone making tonight's production possible. White McLaughlin working the scoreboard. Meanwhile, helping out with the scorebook is Katie Schrems. I believe she's doing libero, actually. Julia Beer is helping out spotting. Ryan McGee up in the production booth. And Carter Gledhill working on the recap as well as some socials. We are under the direction of Claire Hickey, Sydney Palacios-Laher, and our sports information director, Kayla McLeod, who's over in Seward, Nebraska right now to get some picks for CIT. Speaking of the men's basketball team, down 29-19 right now against Concordia, Nebraska. So see if the men's team able to pull comeback off. Still plenty of time, 8:07 left to go in the first half of that game. But back here in Geisman, we got a good one going. Set 5 about to kick off between the Titans and the Cougars. And some bad news, it looks like, for CUC. Luke Verzenelik leads the match with 18 kills. He's still sitting on the bench right now talking to the trainer while every other member on the team is in a huddle. So Verzenelik, heavy hitter for the Cougars, looking like he's not going to be on the court in this set 5. So the rest of the CUC squad going to have to do their best to make up for the absence of their 6'7" outside hitter. It'll be a tall task, pun intended there. So Andre Moeller, Van Gato, Tyler Hollebeck, Eli Mosher, David Vales, and then Blake Rosen on the court. Or not Rosen. Looks like there's some confusion about what personnel Greg Manos wants on the court. Instead of Rosen, it'll be freshman Deontay Garcia out of Aurora, Colorado. So interesting decision from Manos. Going to see what he can do without Vozenelik available. Meanwhile, the Cougars, they get the first point of set 5. Remember, set 5 is the first to 15 rather than 25. Hollebeck, serve is over. DeCasella setting up the kill perfectly. Milky back to serve. Milka back to serve. That kill belonged to Jake Coogan. Leads the Titans with 11 kills. And getting a kill there is Eli Mosher. 2-1 now in favor of the Cougars. Remember, since it only goes to 15, not as much room for error in set 5. Served by Van Gato into the net. Gato's had a rough night at the serving line. That'll be service error number 3 for the freshman. Coogan the serve. Gato, nice defensive play. Vale sends it over. Coogan's right there, however. Milka blocked up front. Mosher. So Garcia checks out. Campbell checks in. Chris Livesay to serve now. DeCasola setting things up for IWU. The Cougars unable to return it. Now Blake Rosen checks in for CUC. As does Andre Moeller. Excuse me, Moeller and Livesay check out, meant to say. Bradley Benson, 3 serving 3. Vales. A little give and go there. His attack is curbed. And a strong kill there. Michael Eastman. You see Rosen frustrated with that one. He's such a talented libero. When one gets away from him, as most competitive athletes are, he's just not happy with it. And Benson's serve hits the top of the net and dies down, so we're tied up again at 4. In 2021, Rosen was 3rd in the NAC in digs per set with 2.3. He had to miss some games last season. So while his totals weren't as high, still strong play as ever. Titans retake the lead, 5-4, 10 away from clinching the game now. Eastman to serve. Mosher sets up. Vale's pancake there. Johnson keeps it going. Gato up. Mosher to Colby Campbell. And off the hand of a falling Benson. David Vales to serve now. 5-5 is the score. Johnson. Benson sets up Myers. Finishes through. back and forth affair here in set 5. Neither team able to really gain an advantage over each other. And Galashan Bryant now. Right to Rosen, Mosher. Hollebeck out of play. Multi-point lead now for Illinois Wesleyan, 7-5. Galashan Bryant. Good serve. Gato, Mosher. Van Gato, his attempt is blocked. Eight, 5 now. So with the Titans crossing the halfway point to 15, we're going to switch sides here. Cougars down by 3 here in set number 5. They led 1 set to none, then 2 sets to 1, and now we're tied up at 2 sets apiece here in set 5. So Illinois Wesleyan, they've been on their back heels pretty much all match, and they've done a good job sticking with it. Hollebeck, that one popped off. Benson now. Eastman right to Hollebeck. Mosher, he's going to set up Vales. A little bit of miscommunication. Vales had to kind of rush to get that one. Rosen keeps it alive. Great play. It falls over the net on the IWU side. Great play by Blake Rosen. Still going. Rosen sends it up. Gato, a little floating attack. And point goes to the Cougars. Violation called on Illinois Wesleyan. Stellar defensive play from the Cougar side of things. Now Deontay Garcia, freshman, his serve is good. Eastman pops it up, Milka there. Eastman tried to hit it while he had his back turned to the net. I don't think he really saw where he was because he sent that one right into the net. Garcia now trying to tie things up. The Cougars, they've pulled within 1. It's a good serve. Milka, Benson sets up Myers, and it's out. We're tied up here in set 5, 8-8. If you didn't think this match should get any better, I think you've been proven wrong at this point, as we're tied up here, getting into the midway point of set 5. That one out. Cougars take the lead. And that's going to force Brandon Mueller's hand. He calls a timeout. He's going to try and recollect his team as we head into the home stretch of set 5. We'll keep it here. Talk about some of the trends on the game. Again, these numbers, they're just about neck and neck. The only big difference, hitting percentage, 240 to 190 in favor of CUC. But despite that difference, IWU's done a great job staying right in the thick of things. They've forced us set 5. But every other number, I mean, they're just about 1 or 2 off from each other. Blocks is a 5-block advantage for CUC, 9-4, but kills 50-49 in favor of CUC. Assists 50-48 in favor of CUC. Service aces are neck and neck at 4. Digs 42-41 in favor of the Cougars. Service errors, Cougars have 1 more than Illinois Wesleyan, 15-14. You can't get much closer than closer than that statistically, as here's Garcia, another serve. Milka Eastman, the floater, and it falls. Eastman's shown off his power tonight, so he takes things in the other direction, and soft little floater, it beats the Cougars. 9-9 now is the score. Vince DiCasola try and give his Titans an advantage here. The serve is over. Vales, Mosher, and Moeller sends that one right down into the net. Double digits for IWU now, 10-9. DiCasola to serve once more. Serve. Deontay Garcia, Mosher. Hollaback off the blocker's hands and out. Tied up again, 10 points apiece. Hollaback. Serve is good. DiCasola. Hartke finishes off the set. 4 points away. The Titans are from claiming victory tonight. But instead we'll be tied up at 11 now after the service error. Error there leads to the Titans' point. And that'll be a timeout for Greg Manos and the Cougars. So now we'll take a break up here in the booth. CUC, they trail the Titans by 1 here in a pivotal set number 5. 12-11. We'll be back in just a second on the Cougar Sports Network. Whistles blow here to break up the timeout. Cougars, they trail the Titans by 1 here in set number 5, 12-11. Cougars, they took win in set number 1 tonight. Titans tied things up in set 2. Cougars took a 2-1 lead in set 3 before Titans tied up the match once more in set 4 to force this pivotal set 5. Great play, Van Gato, keeping us going here. Deontay Garcia makes a play. Violation called on the Titans, so tied up again at 12. Colby Campbell checks in for the Cougars, as does Chris Livesay. Andre Moeller, as well as Deontay Garcia, take a seat back on the bench. Chris Livesay. Now here's Eastman. You give him a little bit of space on that court, he's going to find it. (13-12). Cougars running out of leeway here. Can't afford too many more mistakes. Bradley Benson. His serve is high. And now here's Vales, blocked and out. We're tied up again. No one's led by more than, I think, 3 so far in this set 4. Don't quote me on that, but point is it's been about as tight a set as you can get here in set 5, I should have said, not set 4. As here's Eastman, and match point is here for the Titans. The IWU fans on their feet here in Geisman. But before that, Coach Greg Manos of CUC going to use his, what I believe is his final timeout. So, talk things over here. CUC cannot allow another point right now. They just need to score 1 to tie things up and force extra volleyball, which you have to win by 2. So you get a little bit more room to play with there, but right now they have to get this point in this upcoming volley. Remember, this is a team who's been without Rozenelik since about the middle point of set number 4. Rozenelik, their top offensive threat. He can't even be seen on the bench right now, getting attended to by the trainer. So the serve is over. Hollaback pops it up. Mosher to Hollaback, and it's blocked, and that does it. Illinois Wesleyan. They trailed the match 1-0 and 2-1, but they come away with the match win. Talk about resilience from this Titan squad. And the Cougars, they're going to walk away 0-2 on the Concordia Invitational try. Meanwhile, Illinois Wesleyan walks away 2-0 after beating the Cougars now, as well as Adrian earlier. So one final look at the box score. Luke Rozenelik, despite missing about 1.5 sets to end the game, he still walks away the kill leader of the match with 18. Tyler Hollaback, his teammate, only 3 behind him with 15, and then Michael Eastman led the Titans with 12. Eli Mosher whopping 40 assists for the freshman. He had 37 against Adrian in the earlier matchup of the Cougars, and he somehow tops it. Meanwhile, Bradley Benson with 23 for IWU, and then Vince DiCasola with 25. So DiCasola as well as Benson, the dual setters for IWU, getting the job done. Diggs leader of the night, Blake Rosen with 14. Eli Mosher also had 11. Meanwhile, leading the way, Diggs-wise, for the Titans was it's KJ Johnson actually with 9. So the Concordia Invitational Triangular comes to an end tonight. Titans walk away with the 5-set win, 3-2 over the Cougars. But you don't have to wait long for the Cougars to be back in action. That'll be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and they welcome North Park University to Geisman Gymnasium. We'll have that broadcast for you right back here on the Cougar Sports Network. But until then, that'll do it for tonight's broadcast. I want to say one more thanks again to everyone making it possible. Wyatt McLaughlin, Carter Gledhill, Katie Schrems, Julia Beers, and Ryan McGee under the direction of Claire Hickey, Sydney Palaskis-Laher, and Kayla McLeod. This is Peter Borkowski signing off of the Cougar Sports Network and wanting to say, as always, go Cougars.